So will this be the longest commercial 737 MAX 8 route ever? So there's a leisure charter company called Iberojet which flies twice weekly between Madrid, Spain and Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic with an Airbus A330. What's interesting is that on April 8th and 22nd, they are operating the flight with a Boeing 737 MAX 8. While the airline hasn't officially commented about the situation, they are most likely making its equipment swap to deal with lower demand while maintaining continuity. With the prevailing headwinds, this flight usually takes them on average airtime of 8 hours and 40 minutes to cross the Atlantic, with some flights being as long as 9 hours. What's interesting is that the Great Circle distance between the two airports is 4,087 miles, while Boeing says the 737 MAX 8 has a range of 4,028 miles with a full load. In this case, however, Iberojet is limiting seating capacity to 123 passengers on a jet that usually seats 189. With way less passengers on board, 9 hours doesn't seem impossible for the MAX 8. The block time on this flight is listed as 8 hours and 55 minutes, which is the most I've ever seen for a MAX 8 operating in a commercial capacity. In 2022, airlines such as GOL, TUI, and Batik Air were pushing flights with block times just crossing the 8-hour mark, but nowhere near 8 hours and 55 minutes. Iberojet doesn't operate 737 MAX 8s, so if this does pan out, they will most likely be leasing the aircraft from another carrier. Tell me in the comments, would you fly almost 9 hours in a MAX 8? Yes, Caribbean Airlines is still interested in acquiring Embraer E175 jets. In mid-2023, they announced plans to further expand throughout the Caribbean, including starting flights to a number of new destinations such as Puerto Rico, the British Virgin Islands, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. Along with these new destinations, they were also looking at expanding their fleet. The initial plan consisted of taking on 3 more Boeing 737 MAX 8s, more ATRs, and 5 Embraer E175 jets. The MAX 8s have not panned out yet due to delays at the Boeing production line, and the airline has temporarily leased a Boeing 737-800 until they can take delivery of more MAXs. As for the E175s, the company's chairman commented at the annual Customer Appreciation Awards ceremony saying, "All things being equal and considering the nuances of the supply chain, within the next 12 to 18 months we will be expanding the fleet to include regional jets, which would further bolster our reach throughout the region and beyond." Of course, we will see how long this pans out, as the initial timeline projected the E-Jets coming online in late 2024 into 2025. I suspect the E-Jets will be used for shorter routes and may be used as part of the entry plans into South America. This could free up the MAXs for new opportunities within the United States and further South America. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe for more content like this, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. On February 21st, airBaltic became the latest carrier to introduce Starlink high-speed internet to its fleet. After receiving certification from the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, they launched the service on board one of their Airbus A220-300s. The airline expects to outfit at least 25 A220s by the end of summer and will offer the service fleet-wide by the end of 2025. airBaltic is the first European and 4th global carrier to offer Starlink service. According to them, their transceivers are capable of downloading up to 500 megabits per second per aircraft, with those numbers expected to go up as Starlink increases satellite capacity over time. One tester on their first flight recorded download speeds of 200 megabits per second, and even with just 500 megabits per second per aircraft, it doesn't mean that everyone is going to be downloading at full speed throughout the entire flight, guaranteeing a pretty good experience overall. Besides airBaltic, Hawaiian Airlines, Qatar Airways, and JSX also use Starlink. Others like Air France, Air New Zealand, Scandinavian, United, WestJet, and Zepair are also signed on to implement the service in the near future.